Welcome back to Inside Tennessee on this Sunday morning. Our guest this morning is Shane Jackson, Commissioner-elect in District 4, representing close to 65,000 people. Don?
So Shane, again, congratulations. But your predecessor, Kyle Ward, was very, perceived at least, as very development-oriented, and that's a big issue in 4. There's a lot of density already there. It's a very popular place for people to live, a fair amount of businesses. What do you see in terms of how to manage and control density, building? You touched on roads a little bit, and that's a hard thing. I think at Nubbins Ridge, you're going to take people's yards in order to widen that road, for example, to make it a little safer. What do you see your priorities are as it relates to development, density, and the growth of 4?
Well, Advanced Knox was passed earlier this year, and we haven't had a plan in over 20 years to do any, serious planning on infrastructure, roads, or where we build. And what we've done is we've just sprawled and sprawled and sprawled. And what I want to do is make sure that as we look at developments and as we invest in infrastructure, we invest in infrastructure along our thoroughfares like Kingston Pike, Western Avenue, Clinton Highway, Chapman Highway. Let's invest our infrastructure there where we can increase density, and let's protect our rural areas, because if we can increase our density along the highways and the thoroughfares, we can protect our farms and our rural areas.
So 4, though, is unique in that it's pretty dense. I mean, it's pretty built up.
We're pretty built.
So my question is, and you still see, I think it actually was out, I guess 5, but all the way out North Shore, the Chodo development that failed and had a lot of controversy. And I mean, do you see any significant housing or even affordable housing, which is a hot topic, development within the 4th District?
I do see continued development in 4th District. I mean, the 4th District is about half city and half county. Obviously, the city is in charge of the city land, and the other part of the, it's mostly fully built out, but there's still room for, dense subdivisions. There's more availability for apartments, condos.
And of course, what the flip side complaint is. The neighbors around it will say it won't support the road traffic.
Right. Well, absolutely, and we would have to look at that, when we get there and look at the traffic studies.
You were involved this past week in your orientation, I guess, for new commissioners. What's that like? What did you learn from that you didn't know about county
Other than Larson J can talk.
Well, Larson J actually did a fantastic job putting together the orientation program, and what I learned was how much I don't know.
That's probably a good thing.
There was a lot of information, and I just want to thank all the department heads and Mayor Jacobs and Chris Caldwell for explaining a lot of these concerns and a lot of the challenges that we have. And let me tell you, I really actually feel as though Knox County is well run, and we have good department heads, and there are definitely some issues that I would like to tackle, but we have good people leading our county right now.
Well, I'll ask you about another issue which is visible every day that you drive around the city of Knoxville and parts of Knox County as well, and that is homelessness, the homeless camps that we've got throughout the city and the county. I don't know if your constituents, as you were knocking on doors, and you said you knocked on a lot, talked about that, but I am curious. It is something that Commission is going to continue to have to address. Knoxville City Council continues to have to address it. What are your thoughts?
Well, yeah, absolutely. The Knoxville Homeless Coalition, they, in UT, they release a dashboard showing the growth in homelessness, and it continues to go up, exponentially. And the #1 reason for homelessness is lack of affordable housing and eviction. So housing are the two, lack of housing or eviction are the 2 top reasons that people are, losing their houses and being homeless.
So should Knox County be spending more money on that kind of a thing? We know the city of Knoxville and American Canyon have made a commitment to that. Should Knox County do more?
Well, I believe homelessness is throughout our entire county. I think that it's very obvious when you go downtown, but as you get out into the county, the homeless camps and the homeless, they're not as densely packed around a downtown. So we do need to care for our homeless. We need to find affordable housing. We need to invest in we need to invest in our community.
More than 60 cents of every tax dollar spent in Knox County goes directly to schools.
Correct.
Is there anything you would like to see in terms of changes at the schools? You can't have a direct impact on line items, but you certainly control the budget.
Sure. Well, I want to make sure that we continue to fully fund our public schools. One of the things I love about Knox County is that each community has their small, community school. In my district, we have Bluegrass, Rocky Hill, West Hills, Bearden, Sequoia. Those are great schools. I want to continue to fully invest in those, and I want to help recruit and help the Knox County schools recruit teachers. In fact, when I was meeting with Knox County schools this week, they told me how, there's just not a pipeline of children in college right now who are going through education to become teachers. And we need to do a better job of recruiting and finding ways to fill our teacher ranks.
Shane Jackson, we're going to leave it there for now, but hope to have you back on Inside Tennessee.
Thank you.
Congratulations, and we'll be back with more from these guys on what else stood out in this election right after this.